節，你哋有問題可以問阿張國明咁樣。阿雕兄有個好有趣嘅問題啊！好，大家好啊！咁啊，歡迎收睇我哋呢個節目啊！今日我哋呢個節目係由國際撲克巨星 Jungleman 嘅見面分享會。咁啊，請大家以熱烈嘅掌聲歡迎 Daniel K. Jungleman。咁我相信在座各位朋友都非常之熟悉呢位國際嘅撲克巨星啦。咁啊，全世界GPI 排行第5名嘅。咁啊，非常之厲害嘅選手啊 ！Welcome to Hong Kong, Jungle. Welcome to HKPG. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I'm sure these your fans they have a lot of questions for you later on.
Sure.
So for now, I'm going to ask you a few questions that I'm interested in. How many times have you been to Hong Kong? How do you like Hong Kong?
I've actually been. Do you want me to address you or them? I guess
you can talk to them.
Both of you. Okay. Yeah. So I've actually been to Hong Kong a bunch of times. I think the first time I came was 2016 or something. I came from Macau, and then I went to, which I was not real thrilled with, and I came to Hong Kong and thought, what the hell? This was just across the bridge. And yeah, it's one of my favorite cities. It's very beautiful. It's got lots of nature. It's got kind of everything. In fact, funny thing about it is it represents, in my opinion, the future in many ways. It's like kind of like one of the top quality cities. It represents this concept of free cities where people can follow their own kind of social agenda and that sort of thing. And I think that's really cool, actually. And yeah, it seems like there's a lot to do here. I don't really know what it is, but all of it. Yeah, the peak is beautiful too, skyline, etc.
Yeah, I know you love to run at the peak, right? Like walk around.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea to run at the peak, though. I didn't think of that.
Nice. Okay. I know you have been playing poker all around the world. The USA, the Europe. What do you think? Like, what difference is the poker scenario in Europe or the States or the Asia poker scene?
There's quite a bit of a difference. I think the Asia poker scene is a bit. It looks a bit better at the moment. It's a good time to make quite a bit of money in Asia if you're an up-and-coming player. I think it's very promising. It looks like it's flourishing. It's one funny thing is you have this idea that the legislation is bad for poker. I mean, it's true from one perspective, but from another, it's good that the market slowly gets bigger and bigger. It's hard to see, but so that's actually a good thing that there's a little cap on the growth. It's not good to grow too fast, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I think there's loads of potential. That's my guess. I would say the style of the Asian players is very different. That's what interests me. Is I think many of the players are trying different ways of doing things that could lead to some interesting results, and we might see, the top Asian players of tomorrow taking lines that we didn't think were really viable, or taking strategies that we didn't think were viable, whereas Americans have kind of hive-minded on this is the way to play for the most part. And they don't really deviate that much, in my opinion. And there's a weird hive mind thing going on in the USA. So, yeah, I don't know if that's. I think currently that hasn't really formulated in China, which is good. It's good. It means there's lots of potential, and there's definitely lots of opportunity for growth, I think.
Nice. So we're all looking forward to the growth of Asia.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward too. Okay, it's getting personal now. How many years have you been playing poker, and how did you get into poker?
I played poker for 18 years, and I started when I was 17. And when I got into poker, I had only one goal, and that was I had heard that people were complaining about their their jobs out there, like doing stuff from 9 to 5, this soul crushing work. And my goal was, and I just like to play games. And I thought to myself, I just want to be free. I don't care about any of that shit. I definitely don't want to waste my soul away. I just want to be free. And it was with that goal, because I like to play games, and I was able to become successful at games, that I actually got smashed in the beginning in all kinds of ways, but I persevered and eventually did realize what that goal was, and I became free. And then after that happened, it turned out that I wanted more things. But that's the beginning of the story.
I see. It's very interesting. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you said you've been playing for 18 years. There must be some ups and downs, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
did you, like, for a few months or some time, did you run really bad? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I ran really bad. I ran really bad in the beginning. In the beginning, I didn't have so much money. I had whatever was in my savings, and I used that. And then at some point, I lost $3,000, and it was like straight down actually. And my parents actually locked that account, so I had to get money. So what I did was I went to McDonald's and I worked $7 an hour. But I thought, oh man, this is like I'm getting like 1,000 a month. It was like big money for me back then.
Trying to grind it back, huh?
Yeah, and so what happened was for the first few months I didn't win. I like just lost, and then I started winning. I slowly won the money back, and slowly won it back, and then in 9 months I got to $0, and then all of a sudden I won a tournament and won $5,000, um, and then from there it ballooned. So it within the first year, I made only 20,000, but the next month I made $80,000,
Wow.
and like things just started ballooning like crazy. And then the next few months or so, I almost by the time next year I had become a millionaire. Um, and even within that, there's quite some swings. Like right after I became a millionaire, I played Isildur, right? So I had beaten Isildur out of 100K at 25.50, and he's playing 100, 200 now. And right that day, I lost like half my money. So that was a bit devastating. Right after that, I lost another like 100K, and I'm like, fuck, what the hell? I was like, maybe I'll go broke. Like, fuck. And so what happened was I just like got my shit together. I was like, oh no, I'm still rich. What the hell am I thinking? I still have like 300K or whatever, 400K, and I grinded it back. And that was right before the $10 million or $5 million year, where I was making 10,000 an hour and 10,000 an hour in 2021, 2000 no, yeah, 2021 or no, 2020, I think. I made $5 million in a year, and even then, by the way, it felt frustrating. Some sessions I played many sessions where I lost $100,000 or whatever on Sunday. I was just playing forever and grinding my ass off and losing every tournament. And those are the sessions, even in that year, when I'm winning 10,000 an hour. So, I mean, that just shows how like you have to manage expectations a bit. Uh, and that's really part of the story. I mean, you have to also consider what a downswing is, really. Sometimes you can be swinging in one way, but you can be upswinging another. Like if you have like a healthy relationship or something, that's like a massive upswing to have like a good relationship. If you have, if you have a lot of fun things you're doing, you're following your passions, that can be an upswing too. Like even now I'm actually kind of on an upswing, but I was on a downswing recently, but I stopped caring so much, partly because my soul was so invested in other things. I think this is really what happened. I was just so invested in other things that I just wasn't thinking about the downswings anymore. That I was like doing a bunch of passions, like Kung Fu was one, and I was doing, focusing on the business and doing all these other things. I mean, I had more girls and stuff like that too. So that was a bit focused on that. Yeah, but I just didn't care as much. It's funny to go from focusing so much. I was in this case, and when I got rich, I was like all in on the money, and then at some point I shifted towards focusing on other things that if you think about it from a money perspective, aren't so valuable. But if you think about it from another perspective, you're rich. You're rich if you're following your passion. If you're like a broke musician, but all you do is play music, in a sense, you're rich because you're able to immerse yourself in what you're doing. And I feel a bit like that in some ways now, actually.
Please try to focus on this camera.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay, I got some more questions for you. What do you think is the most important factors in order to be a successful poker player like you?
The most important factors to be a successful poker player are, they're not really in a way a surprise. They're kind of what have been talked about all the time in all these seemingly naive places, written in the cartoons or whatever it is. And really where it comes down to is the core virtues that come from within. The biggest one being you have to know what the truth is and be able to see it clearly and then function on it. You have to parse falsehood from truth. That's the biggest one. The second one is courage. The ability to go out and risk and assert yourself to go after what you want and believe that you're able to get it. Now, this one has to be second from the first one, from knowing what the truth is, because if you have courage and you go in the wrong direction, you're going to end up screwing yourself. So you have to first know the first direction to go in. And you need courage too. You need to, and this shows up all over in poker, you need to make the plus EV call when it's scary. You need to start experimenting when everyone else is doing one thing, even though it's scary, even though you'll lose. You have to make a bluff that is scary, that is plus EV for the right reasons. To do all these kinds of things. Other things that matter are being pragmatic. You need to be not too aggressive with your bankroll. You shouldn't be too ambitious. You should be ambitious, but not too ambitious, so that it screws over where you are at your given point in time. You should, like I said, you should be ambitious. You should believe in yourself, but you shouldn't. You should believe in yourself. You should be confident within, but you shouldn't be overconfident of thinking that you're better than someone than you're not. You should be more fluid with how you judge yourself. You should be patient. You need to wait for the right hands, wait for the right situations to shine. You need to have discipline. All these kinds of things, man. Really, if you had all these things, if you really owned all those things, you'd fucking annihilate. Attention to detail. What else is there? There's even friendliness is useful. Yeah, I think really that's what makes a lot of the poker players actually a high degree of honor. Almost all the top poker players have lots of honor. I don't even understand why. Well, I kind of understand it, but yeah. So you have to be immersed in it too. The more you focus on something, the more you get it. The more one-pointed. I actually read something today. If you're one-pointed on one goal, you'll get it. Let's see, what else? Actually, a big one for you guys is you should, it seems counterintuitive in a way, but you should work together. And yeah, the more you get outside perspectives, the better your perspective becomes, as it turns out. And even though poker is a solitary game, you benefit a lot by exchanging ideas and figuring things out together. That helps a lot, plus with some of the downsides, etc.
Wow, very valuable advice for the serious poker players. So now we're gonna talk about two hands on YouTube. I'm sure most of them, they saw these hands. We're gonna talk about those two hands and see what were you thinking at that time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Ming, 幫我撳個 space 啊，唔該。
Who was heads up with Len.
It was just absolutely, he'll be thinking about that for a long time.
Still got a shot.
Don't think Jungle has any hands he can fold in the spot on the button, so it should just be pretend to care what you have and a raise and get it in.
Might the tournament be decided here in the
And Ling is
limit
keeping
hold'em.
100,000 behind with 10-5.
On the flop.
I call.
Wait, is that me?
I call in the dark.
You cannot back out a turn like that, though.
I bet.
Gates is
I can't.
not. He's trying to get this 100K in, but so far no one's allowing
I
it.
have a pair.
I can't beat a pair.
Ace Jack 10, all hearts. Lang with a
King,
pair
queen.
of 10s and Kate's with queen high in a Broadway gutty. He has 7 outs.
No, but hearts don't matter. Hearts don't matter.
Your classic limit hold'em matchup of 10-5 versus Queen 3 on the Ace Jack 10-3 hearts board.
A 1.8 million chip pot where Ryan Lang's tournament life hangs in the balance. Not the first time that's been the case, but last time it was aces against 6s.
Oh!
Now the queen of hearts on the turn mean Kate's has the lead, but any heart for a chop, 10 or a 5 for the victory. King would work as well. Is it there? No.
Well,
And
what I was thinking, which part of what I was thinking, pre-flop or the strategy, or what I was thinking about the fact that I had won? Because I was thinking some funny things.
好，阿明可以停一停呢手牌啦，唔該。All right, so we just saw this hand which Jungle Man took down the WSOP bracelet. So, how do you feel to get this bracelet? What were you thinking during this hand?
I was thinking, oh my god, I actually won. I was saying some bullshit about, oh, it's my destiny to win.
Yeah, you were on a lot of interviews, right?
Yeah. Well, someone asked me, oh, what do you think about your chances to win?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my destiny to win. Like, if you need, who needs skill when you got destiny on your side?
I saw the interview. No, everyone believes. What is that?
What's that?
They believe what you said, like it's a destiny. Like,
Well, it definitely was destiny there.
yeah, did you like you believe that when you were playing the whole tournament?
No, I mean, when I was playing, I was just full of shit the entire time. I was just like, no, it's my destiny, dude. And I just thought it'd be really funny to do it. But apparently it was. And in my back of my head, I'm thinking, wait, am I going to win this thing? And then I got to the final table, and then that's when I went full cartoon mode, and then it dyed my hair blue, and like, all right, this is already crazy as fuck. So might as well go straight into magic mode and go into God mode and win the fucking tournament. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. You dye the hair because of Gongku, right? Like dress up as a Gongku.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, wow, it's so goofy. I gotta have some lines. It's like, oh, and you lost to a monkey. Yeah.
Very nice
I was
sharing.
looking up the lines. I was like, all right, well, it's gotta rep some DBZ.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the second hand, which is happened very recently.
Yeah.
This is on Triton, where you have pocket eights. I'm sure you remember that hand.
Yeah, I remember.
And Panat got pocket aces.
You know, these ones aren't like massive strategy hands to talk about.
So, shall we let's
Sure.
watch his hand first? 好，睇一睇呢手牌先。
So we got a straddle from Leon, a raise from Wayne, Jungle Man, Tridan. Smooth calls pocket eights, and Punat Ponsri wakes up with pocket aces. 54,000. Playing some deep stacks.
Paul, I'm going tomorrow, 12.
2 o'clock.
Probably won't see you.
Dan will be calling with 2 8s.
Night, Paul.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good night, Paul. Night. 8. Again.
And we just flop quad 8s.
That's the 8-9. Date with an 8.
Been getting better.
Triton co-founder Paul is going to step away to let Another player come in.
44.
And this is just disaster for Punat Ponsoon. They're playing. He started this hand for at least 400k.
Trying to. Oh, you know what I was doing?
Hi. Hello. Hello.
There's Santosh Suvana taking Paul's spot.
Yeah, the flop, I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Dan with the slow play. And that is an ace on the turn, and there is no way Punat Ponsoon has a chance to get away now. He's got top boat. He thinks he's trapping.
Great game.
I thought I had quad 8. Maybe he has ace. That's what I thought too.
Dan Cates is going to bet his quad 8s, it seems. Reaching for chips.
I could have raised the flop. I generally prefer not to against most of these guys. It's not so bad though. Against a GTO player, I would I might raise actually. Depends on if they're more advanced. I'd like to raise. But I told you,
Absolutely, he'll be thinking about that for
novice players. I like to call because it's kind of hard to play. I just see them fucking it up the hand more often if they call and then they hit something later on. Whereas if I raise, I think you just shoot yourself short. So that's basically the first thought, and I'm thinking more in like the likelihoods of certain things happening, right, rather than what the true GTO play is. So in this case, I'm basically hoping he has an ace. If he has something else, I want to keep the pot. I don't think he's ever going to check raise me, and I think. What was I going to say? I think. Yeah, the idea is basically I want to get max value from this ace, which he has a large percent of the time. I want to get a tiny amount of value from like King X. There's even some math that you could use to figure out what exactly it would be. And on the river, it's a pretty terrible card, to be honest. Now, he virtually never has a flush, right? He only has King Queen, King Jack of Diamonds, something like that. Like, there's only like one combo, almost, one-ish, 2 combos. And river, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's probably got like, if I'm going to get paid, he's never going to call me a jacks or whatever. He's never going to like check raise all in. It's super rare, right? When the fuck has anyone ever done that? River, I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to get value from ace X from this guy. I'm not trying to play super GTO. And I'm thinking, what's the size he's going to call for that? And there's a chance he has aces, but if he has aces, I win all his money no matter what, right? It doesn't fucking matter what I do with aces. So I'm maximizing value from like ace jack, ace 10 type hands. You guys get that? Yeah, that's the breakdown of roughly what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking, holy shit, I have quads. That's the first thing. There's another thing, actually, that I am thinking about, which is, what am I going to do with my bluffs? So if I was bluffing, and this is how I balance my timing, I would... in this case, it doesn't matter that much. I think about it for at least a bit. Yeah, but you want to go into the thought process of what you do with your bluffs in the spot, too, and that'll also help you when you have bluffs. So you're not just wasting your time not actually thinking. But yeah.
There was a very interesting hand that happens quite recently.
Yeah.
So... was it the biggest pot you've ever won? Was it the biggest pot, or you have won bigger pots?
I have won bigger pots for sure, yeah.
But that's a very interesting hand, huh? Bluffing quads and
your
opponent had pocket ace and turn ace rouse. That was like a dream.
It was like the dream, yeah, you can say that.
Okay, so I got more questions for you. For Hong Kong players, we have a lot of poker players here. What advice do you give them if they want to learn poker, becoming better at poker? Like, how should they approach?
So they should, if they want to learn poker and become better at poker, first is somehow to be obsessed. That helps. It's how do you become obsessed? This is a real good question. If you're not obsessed, that's really, you know, everyone always says that. How do you become obsessed? Okay. I've actually been kind of having that happen. Is you do it in little bits, right? You start off not obsessed, and then you keep going. You keep doing things. Keep like pushing your comfort zone a little bit. You keep doing things that you know you have to do in order to get where you want to go, but are a little bit out of your comfort zone. You keep doing that until you like break down a little bit. It's like maybe you're really social, but you have in mind that you want to win at poker and you want to sacrifice your social life a little bit or mitigate it. You have to keep saying no to the social stuff in small little ways and yes to the I'm going to study stuff and work at poker stuff. That's how you do it. Become obsessed. So aside from that, there's a few things you can do that are low cost. One is, as I said, talk to each other and see what you guys are doing, because there's loads of information out there. The question is, how do you find it? What's the good information? What's the quality information? And that, by the way, is the goal of my community that I'm building, is like to get people to talk to each other and find out the best information there is, so that you're not like going in the wrong direction with not so great information, or like doing things that aren't necessarily super plus EV or whatever, but you're actually optimizing for your time. You have to figure out ways to optimize. And if the best way to do that is, one, by working together in some kind of way, and two, by putting in the effort, really. Working together, putting in the effort, and joining these sites. You have to figure out where you're going to put your effort and time into these sites. There's a lot of different sites and content out there. I go over many of the sites and content, and they don't all have exactly the same speciality, but they all have different points of views on things, and it's you'll be able to find what you're looking for. But basically, you have to go in many different directions to find it. Is the long-term answer, but the only way to find what you need in the moment is to put your foot forward and go for the next steps, and talk with each other and figure it out together. Yeah.
So it's very important to find a poker pal to work together, discuss poker.
Or a group of poker pals, yeah.
A group.
I mean, you'd pick people that resonate with you. That's how friendship works.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pick friends based off of. You don't pick friends based off of. It sounds a little weird, but you don't, in a way. But you don't pick friends based off of like their status necessarily, but rather their what's within, and that's a bit of a trap. So, yeah, it's subtle to know why, but that's how it works.
Okay, let's go on to the next question. You said you were practicing Kung Fu, right?
Yes.
Chinese Kung Fu?
Yeah.
What makes you like it? And like, why did you brought it to WSOP? Like, why do you like Kung Fu?
There's a bunch of reasons. First of all, I mean, I've really been dissecting this, and figuring out why to do these things, because the dream of like being able to use the Kung Fu and like actually battle is like pretty fucking far away, like in the movies. But I really like the movies. They inspired me. They do really crazy stunts and
like Jackie Chan stuff.
Yeah, and like fight for justice and these kinds of things. But I originally got into it because I was working out all the time, and I was thinking to myself, this fucking sucks. What's something I can do that's fun? And I had this idea, oh, okay, martial arts is fun. And wait, I want to learn the quality of discipline. So how do I do that? Well, why not do something that actually has discipline ingrained in it? I wanted to go beyond just discipline with my money. I want to be disciplined with my body. I want to be disciplined with this, and that. And so that's what Kung Fu had in it. It had that discipline. And I was thinking to myself, what's the long-term vision to get into movies? How do I like do this and approach this? Maybe even the action movies. Well, I have to gain some skills that they have to acquire, and I start doing Kung Fu. As it turns out, fortunately, it had a bit of yoga in it too. It was sort of similar to yoga. It's not that far away. So I had some self-development in there. There's quite some overlap between all these things. And what was I going to say? So, okay, so also one thing I really like about Kung Fu is it's got quite an interesting aesthetic to it, an interesting approach, which is it takes a lot to wrap my mind around, but I like the artistic aspect of it. And you know, when you box, it's really straightforward. Even though boxing is very effective, it's really simple what they do. They just go like this, and all the movements are relatively simple. But then when you add Kung Fu in there, there's all sorts of shit going on. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like loads of stuff. Yeah, I'm interested to learn more. It's very hard though. I mean, boxing in a way is quite simple, like I said, but depends on the martial arts. All the martial arts are different. Yeah. So it's a mix of those things. I like the Kung Fu movies, the fighting movies. I like the aesthetic, and I want to learn discipline, and I'm working on my self-development and mobility and things like that at the same time. And I'm also learning about Chinese culture too. There's some hidden gems of philosophy and culturalism in Kung Fu.
Right, there's a lot of like philosophy embedded in Kung Fu, in Chinese martial arts.
Yeah.
So you like that part, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. So on to the next question. WSOP and Triton are the dreams for all poker players. Mm-hmm. How does it feel when you are playing those events? Like, how do you feel from nobody to a very famous poker star? Like, how do you feel that? Is there any change or any difference in the way you look at yourself?
By playing the WSOP or Triton?
Yeah, becoming like a famous poker star.
At least for me, it hasn't really gone to my head too much. I think it's bad to let it get to your head in all kinds of ways. Basically, like, yeah, it's not good to it go up to your head. It's kind of cool. Everybody comes up to me and wants a picture or whatever it is. Try to be good to my fans. I believe in being good to my fans. Actually, it's been my mission is to support the players. It's hard to see the pragmatism in that. From poker, but I see it now. It means more your success now, actually, because I believe you guys will go on and do great things and make the game flourish. So, how do I see myself differently? My goals have changed, and I realize more what's within me that was a bit hidden. And what else? One subtle thing was that it took me a while to realize this. I mean, I probably haven't 100% realized it, but there's a bit of an illusion between small and large. And it kind of goes away after time when you're playing WSB and Tritons. It just becomes normal. You guys, it may not seem like that. I mean, right now it probably seems very hard to play in that stuff, or quite a big deal. But then it goes away, and then you want to do something else.
So you get used to it, huh?
Yeah, but it's very cool. Yeah, I think I should. You make me realize. Wait, I should like think more from all our people's perspectives a bit. But it's in many ways it's important to realize that it's kind of the dream and be in these sorts of situations. And I mean, many things about it are like the dream. I would say it's really nice to be in these beautiful places and play and have a perfect environment. In many ways, it's like utopia, particularly the Tritons, I would say. Not much to hate, if you really think about it from that perspective.
Okay. There's a very famous poker show called A Game of Gold.
Yeah.
And you were featured in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything interesting, like during you shooting that show?
Well, I was trying to. There's a lot of things interesting about it.
Yeah, please tell us about it.
I was really focused on self-improvement and that sort of thing while doing the show. It's interesting to add a reality element to the show. And I think it was a bold experiment that I personally like with GG, that GG did to push the game into dimensions where it goes into entertainment and shows like more of the emotional side of poker and all the dynamics that come from all of that. Me being a bit of an oddball, I went through my own particular course, and yeah, there's definitely some surprises in people's characters. And what else can I say? Well, let's see. Yeah, do you have anything specific to ask about?
Not really. I watched that show, and it's pretty hard for the audience to figure out like how do you win the game? Like what is the goal of that game?
To get the pot of gold. That's what I unleashed my inner leprechaun to get the pot of get all the gold. What do you mean?
Trying to win the gold coins.
Yes.
That's the goal of the game.
Yeah, of course.
I watched a few episodes, but I couldn't figure out. I just enjoy the talking and the socializing between the players. Yeah, it's quite fun to watch.
Well, it's good that they had all that where there's like some kind of social dynamic, and not just everyone sitting there.
All right, nice. So where is your next stop? Where after Hong Kong? Where are you going?
Hong Kong. I'm going to. Where am I going? After Hong Kong, I'm going to London.
London for poker?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, for more poker.
Actually, not for poker. Actually, I'm doing a charity project there, and working a little bit on that. And I do have something I need to do there. Actually, see if I can do it. I've been like failing to do it. It's a bit of a break from poker. I'm focusing more on personal things. I'm doing some martial arts there actually, and meeting my trainer and seeing a girl or two or that kind of thing.
Nice. Sounds good. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Okay. 咁我哋以下落嚟咧就 okay. We finished with this part. So now we'll see if any of your fans have some questions for you.
Sure. Okay.
請問有冇人想問莊國明兩句説話㗎？好，逐個嚟啊！阿明。等先，我遞個咪過嚟。唉，你咪做，我遞個咪，逐個嚟啊，慢慢。
Hello.
Yeah.
講得㗎。
So you said you were being crushed at the beginning when you were playing poker.
Yeah.
And how were you able to adjust? Because in those days there was no like GTO, and there wasn't a lot of books about. There was lots of books about poker, but how do you improve without any like were there any guidance who help you to improve?
Yeah, that's one of the tough things. That's why talking to other people helps in figuring out what they think is good is important. I searched quite a bit, and I tried one thing and realized no, this isn't good, and then realized something else. This comes down to figuring out what the truth is. Part of figuring out what the truth is figuring out what sucks and what's not the truth, right? So you do some bad things, and then you're like, okay, this sucks, and then you get the experience aspect of it, and then you try some good things and realize, okay, this source of information is a bit better. I'm going to listen to them. Yeah, you also have to factor in your costs. I think that's an important thing, right? Like there may be a really good source of information, but they're a super high cost. But there may be one source of information, like the example would be different levels of coaching, right? So you could get, and it's hard to appreciate the subtleties when you're at like a low level anyway, or you're starting out. So it makes sense to pay small amounts to get most of the value, but and not worry too much about getting the very best quality of information, if that makes sense.
Hello. Which do you prefer playing more, tournaments or cash game? And like besides yourself, who do you think are some of your favorite like cash game and tournament players you've played against?
What's that?
Like for tournaments and cash game, like who are some of the best like poker players you've played against?
Your favorite poker
Yeah,
player?
cash game and tournament could be different.
I still prefer cash games at the moment. This idea of playing tournaments does appeal to me a little bit. I conflicted on it. But cash games, I appreciate the freedom more, especially with my complicated schedule. It's very hard to work in the tournaments while I'm playing a weird schedule, I will say. And what, yeah, the cash games I like. I also don't like that they stall so much all the time in tournaments and that kind of thing. I prefer the deeper stack where there's more to do with strategy. Yeah, I just think there's more potential in cash games.
Hey Jungle, hi. So I know there are many variations of poker like Hold'em, Short Deck, Polymer Omaha. Which do you like most and enjoy most? And another question is, do you think since poker is more popular now, many people study on maybe GTO on how they play with different playing styles? Do you think switching to another game types will be more profitable, like Short Deck or Polymer Omaha?
Say that last part again.
The second question is, I think poker is more popular and common now, so there are more people study on GTO and some stuffs. So do you think that our edge will be diminished, and maybe to be more profitable in poker, we may start playing in different kinds of poker like Short Decks or Pot Limit Omaha, some kinds of other games. Yeah, mixed games.
Do you think it's more profitable to play other games or hold them?
Yeah, it is more profitable to play other games. That is how a big part of how I made a lot of money actually was I didn't just stick to Hold'em. I kept, I realized the action for me was drying up, so I kept moving on and learning new things. So I personally usually advise people to start with the big bets. It depends a bit on your current situation. So you start with, I think No Limit Hold'em is usually a good starting place. I don't understand the climate of Hong Kong quite enough, but between the three games I would suggest that are most lucrative are No Limit Hold'em, PLO, and Short Deck. I think Short Deck is going to be tough to start with actually, but I'd probably pick No Limit, I would say, if you have the option and there's just loads of action. And then yeah, mixed games are actually really tough, but if someone really wants to learn them, I would advise to look at each game independently and find the best resources for them independently. And let me tell you, my voyage into becoming a top mixed game player was quite complicated. Every one of those games took a different route. Some went really well, like Raz went really well, I'd say, or Badugi, I got lucky as fuck. And then, yeah, Badugi I got very lucky, and then, which ones didn't go so well? Like, Limit Deuce to 7 did not go very well. Yeah, that was a rough patch, and there's low edge of that also. There's Stud didn't go very well. The studs in general were, I don't know, even for them, different experiences. But you gave me an idea of something. Raz went pretty well. Limit Hold'em went very well. I just found the top quality guy, and boom, I became very good, very fast. It's quite an easy transition. And then what else? So there's Limit Hold'em, Limit 08. Limit 08's, yeah. Is this what you're asking about, or what? Oh, Omaha. Omaha went poorly. I had, interestingly, the opposite experience from No Limit to Omaha. The Omaha, yeah, it was one of the worst ones, but in a way. But the irony of that one was I started off just crushing, and yet the irony of it was it was a very bad experience, at least for a long time, because I started off, it was very good at first, and it got very bad for a long time. I would just like get smashed forever, and then I'd slowly figure things out. It was much worse than the No Limit experience. With the no limit experience, I got smashed in the beginning and I just annihilated later on. I ran it perfectly even EV. At PLO, I won $1 million in EV over EV, and then just struggled for ages and doing something wrong. I didn't know what it was. Is that your question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any more questions? 2 more, 3 more. Okay.
Hello， 問個輕鬆啲嘅問題。
Okay, I'll translate for him.
有咩物件啊或者衣着令你覺得係帶來好運嘅？例如 cosplay。
明白。Okay, quite interesting question. He was asking, do you have your favorite costume that you think will bring you luck? Like costume or something you want to put on your table? You think it's the luckiest for you?
My favorite? I'm trying to think of what my favorite is.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of costume. Which one is your favorite? Tough one, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one that's yet to come, I would say. I have different plans for different ones of them.
So you're gonna wear more different costumes, huh? To the poker events?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep doing that. People are pretty into that.
So
And,
you don't have
so
any
it's fun.
specific one you think it bring you the most luck?
I have some ones that,
Mario.
Mario?
Luigi.
Luigi?
Yeah, did you wear that? The green one?
Oh, that was the Riddler.
Oh, Riddler. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, the Riddler from Batman.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. I mean, they all bring me luck in a different kind of way. It's one way of looking at it.
Okay, that's why you keep changing your costume, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's look
I
forward
like the
to
Terminator one, actually.
Terminator?
That was fun. That might have been the most fun one.
How about the one you dress up together with Phil Hellmuth, and you came out together, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it should be an interesting one.
He was a tiger, I remember. Right? Right? He dressed up as a tiger. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was quite fun. It was funny. No, it's very cool. Like nobody does that. So we all think it's very cool. That's why we have fans asking you like which one you think bring you the most luck.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends. Well, like I said, from a certain perspective, perhaps they're all lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see which one. This should be an interesting year. This next year, I'll see if I do something with Phil Hellmuth also.
Okay, we look forward to that. 咁啊，Jungle 就冇答到話邊套衫佢覺得最幸運嘅，不過佢話套衫佢都有唔同嘅方法帶啲唔同嘅幸運俾佢嘅。咁佢話下一套佢會着得更加得意過人嘅。咁啊，大家繼續留意收睇佢之後嘅比賽啦。咁仲有冇邊位有問題啊？仲有一位。
Hey Daniel, so what's the story behind the name Jungle Man? How did you come up with it?
Good question.
So, the story is, I showed up to a poker game and all I really wanted to do was play. I had like one thing on my mind. I was like, I want to play. And like, I was a bit more socially awkward back then. And these guys that invited me didn't really know where I came from. I probably had like messy hair and all of that. And I probably was just like a little bit uncouth, I would say. And I was hairy, I had longer hair. And so they probably, I presume they talked amongst themselves like, where the fuck is this guy from? Like, what's going on? He's from the jungle. That's probably what someone said. They thought, oh, he's like Jungle Man. And and yeah, I played kind of crazy too, and they didn't know me, so it was just a running joke. And so what happened was, I used the nickname online, Jungle Man, and I built a name from that. I won like enormous amounts of money, and then it just stuck. And that was how it's called. The name just stuck, Jungle Man, I guess. And I was a bit different than.
Because you're from the jungle, huh?
Yeah.
They thought you were from the jungle.
Mhm.
Very cool. One more question, right? All right, last question. From your fans.
Hey Jungle, I enjoy watching your YouTube podcast a lot.
Mhm.
Keep it up and do more of them. So I think you mentioned a lot that the Asia industry is starting to boom. So what do you think is the biggest obstacle that the Asia industry is facing, and what kind of things we should do, or what kind of lesson we can learn from Europe and US in this development?
Let me think. I think the games are raked a little bit too much, actually. I would say the rate can be a bit too high. I'm trying to think if it's the problem with US and Europe. That's a good question, though. That's a really good question. What can you guys learn? Actually, I thought of something that the other way could learn. The games in Sanya, or the structures were better for. That was a really good question. The structures are actually better for American games, where it's not fleecing the VIPs so much. That's an important concept, where it's not so top heavy and it's only one entry and it's not a rebuy. But basically, the overarching theme would be to be less greedy in the short term for long-term proliferation. Anything that fits that mold, whether it's like being honest in games, if there's like a degree of cheating or anything like that. One thing that I think is quite prevalent in Asian games that I think should be changed is the multi-counting stuff. I think it's considered socially acceptable a lot of times in Asia, in my experience. And in the USA, it's considered, I learned the hard way because I came from Asia and I was multi-accounting. And I came to the USA and I got blasted for it. I'm like, what the fuck? And like people called me all sorts of bad things. In the USA, they really, really anti-cheating. They just like have this very, very pitchfork attitude towards cheaters. And they consider that as cheating, but they also are hypocrites in many ways. Yeah, like I think that's one thing. I do think, though, that's a change that would be good. I think it's better overall if there's less of that. And I think even though it doesn't look that way, I've tried to make that change myself. And I've tried to, like, I've got lots of offers to multi-account. I've always turned them down, virtually always. And what was I going to say? So the Americans could learn more of a community aspect from the Asian markets. This whole idea of like we can win together, and like they're very violent, etc. Whereas I don't think I think the Asian guys are much more compliant in really smart ways that work together. I saw this a lot in China as well, and the Americans are just way too like raging all the time, and a lot of inner angst that they hold in, that sort of thing.
Okay, so are you satisfied? No more questions? Okay, so we'll wrap it up right here.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, Jungle.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your questions.
For coming to Hong Kong and coming to HAPG.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. It's great support. So next will be photo shooting time. 如果有邊位 if anyone wants to take a picture with Jungle, you can line up and take a picture one by one. We have a very nice Sony camera for you guys to take a picture for you. OK。咁啊，有冇人想影相就可以喺度排隊，逐個上嚟同曾國影相。咁啊喺嗰度排啦。Oh, I'm going to picture you.